kind of walk us through, for people who don't understand that, kind of
So I
walk
already
us through
see
that.
Burdett is guilty on one count. I'm reading as it's coming down right now. Nicole Burdett, it looks like on count 3 is guilty. I am trying to get the Burdett count 4 guilty. So this is coming in real time. They have found Nicole Burdett guilty on counts 3 and counts 4. Those are the heavy tax charges. Those are some of the counts where she manipulated her tax charges, and now they have found her guilty for those crimes. Here is the big question now. Here you go. These were separate for Nicole Burdett. We should point out she had some other charges that Jason Williams was not facing. So
I can walk you through
Burdett.
those
Go ahead,
as well.
do.
The other charges were one count of conspiring to defraud the government. That was one of them, or excuse me, it was 4 additional charges for filing false returns. Those were the additional charges outside of the 10. Also,
it looks like it's my understanding that these are separate. These verdicts in Jason Williams' trial and Nicole will be read, it looks like right now, but it looks like Nicole Burdett on 4 additional counts that were on top of the one she's been charged with Jason Williams. According to our reporter in the courtroom, Burdett has been found guilty on 2 of those. It now looks like we will get to the other charges for Jason Williams, which, with all due respect to Nicole Burdett, she is a practicing attorney. She is now, according to our reporter, guilty on 2 felony charges dealing with her taxes.
Travers, I should also mention, I thought it was very interesting. When I was in the courtroom, I really tried to just zone in on the emotions when there was a recess called. At one point, I noticed Nicole Burdett, she had her hands in her face and she was crying this week. And that was incredible to see. What's the latest?
Williams and Burdett on count 1 are not guilty. On count 1, that is one of the tax fraud charges. On count 1, they are not guilty. That is count 1. We have 9 more to go. So the jury has found them not guilty on count 1. Stay with us. We are getting this real time as it comes down from the courtroom right now. We are now waiting on count 2. And I should point out, a lot of people, Aubrey, feel that counts 1 through 7 here are going to go hand in hand. And then the final 3, counts 8, 9, and 10, deal with compromised payments and not reporting cash payments.
Yeah, and like we said, we're monitoring the tweets minute by minute and second by second. Like it says, count 4 9 seconds ago, Williams and Burdett not guilty. That's on count 4.
So
that
I got
was
them all.
tweeted.
How about this? Hold on. So there's a big update here. Count 2, not guilty, both defendants. Count 3, Williams and Burdett, not guilty. So right now, Williams and Burdett have been found not guilty on counts 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have been found not guilty across the board. On the first 4 counts, we still have 6 to go. Count 5, Williams and Burdett, not guilty right now.
So it's second by second. We're learning the fate for Jason Williams, the district attorney for the city of New Orleans. I mean, it is a
And we should point out, these are the ones, these are the charges.
Count 6, Williams and Burdett not guilty.
Okay.
1 second ago.
It'll be interesting when we get to counts 8, 9, and 10. Maybe they will find them not guilty across the board. A lot of people thought they may hang on these counts. It does not look like that is clearly the case, as they have been found not guilty on counts 1 through 6. Those are the charges of going to Timothy Henry to file false tax returns. Obviously, this jury did not buy the prosecution's argument that Williams or Burdett played any role, and based on this verdict right now, counts 1 through 6, they're not guilty of those crimes.
And Henry Timothy was expected to be a star witness in this case. I've been in the courtroom all week long.
Counts 7 and 8, not guilty for Williams and Burdett. Williams and Burdett, not guilty on counts 7 and 8. They have 9 and 10 left. Count 9,
not guilty.
Williams, Burdett, not guilty.
So
and then it looks like
one more.
Count 10, Williams and Burdett, unanimous. Not guilty on all charges. Jason Williams has beat the federal government. Jason Williams, the sitting district attorney in Orleans, all 10 counts, not guilty. He has said he was innocent since his indictment in 2020, and Aubrey, he has proved his innocence in a court of law. To say it's an uphill battle is an understatement. The federal government's success rate at trial for these kind of cases is above 90%.
Well, and this is a story that has captivated really not only New Orleans, but the whole state. And you have it right here live on WDSU. Jason Williams not guilty.
Yeah, his law partner, not guilty. Obviously, this jury, they took about 2 full days. Half a day Tuesday, full day Wednesday, half a day today. And they have brought back not guilty on every charge for Jason Williams. He has called it a witch hunt. He has called it politically motivated. And it looks like this jury, even though they did not put on a defense, it looks like the government did not even come close to proving this case beyond a reasonable doubt, because just to put this in layman's terms, now I know legal analysts can comment better on this, this is an absolute, it's a tough pill for the federal government to swallow, because they don't lose a lot of cases like this. But to say it simply, it looks like Jason Williams has slayed a dragon.
That's 100% right. And a lot of people were wondering what is next for the city of New Orleans. A lot of people were wondering, well, if Jason Williams is guilty, who's going to be the DA? And clearly,
he goes back to work tomorrow.
Jason Williams is going to stay as the district attorney of New Orleans. So it's a major update to the city that impacts hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, and look, people are going to armchair quarterback this. A lot of lawyers already probably are at this point. Like I said, when the federal government goes after an elected official, they just don't do it in a vacuum. They have to get clearance from D.C. He was the sitting council president when this happened. But the fact that he has been exonerated, completely cleared of any wrongdoing on all of these counts, 10 for 10, it's a complete wipeout for the prosecution, a complete win for Jason Williams. It'll be interesting to see if he comes out and says, look, you know what? I said the whole time, this thing stunk to high heaven, and it appears that the jury felt that way too.
One tweet that came in 41 seconds ago, the judge thanks the jury and tells them he is proud of how they did their jobs and excuses them. So the jury is done for the day.